Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. This is the Midday Live. And with the panel, we've got a lot to discuss. Premier League weekend. I can see Lee rubbing his hands. I mean, what could have happened yesterday? You know what I mean? I enjoyed my Sunday day. Maybe not, maybe not. But listen, we got man like LB brimming, he's grinning, he's doing everything he can. What are you saying, LB? You good?
Oh man, I'm fucking buzzing. It was one of the best weekends of football, mate. It was absolutely incredible, bro. And I just want to know: are you going to stick to your promise that you're not watching football anymore? Because that's what you titled your video yesterday.
That's it, man.
Are you done?
That's me done now.
What are you going golf, cricket? What are you saying?
Yeah, golf. I don't know. I'm not like I've heard good things about golf. It's quite good, so I might do golf. Yeah, that's gonna be my next sport, man. So yeah, that's me. Lee, how are you, mate? Everything all blessed?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. I watched your meltdown last night. You're not going to be working anymore. You're not going to be streaming anymore. I'm surprised you're here. You're going on holiday. You're taking up a new sport.
Definitely.
Life's good for you right now. Man United are finally final nail in your YouTube career.
That's it. That's it, man. You know what I mean? It's been a good time, but you know what? It's all things must come to an end, people.
Hey, Saeed, have you not put your Anthony thing back up on the wall, man?
No, that's gone now. That's gone now. So that will be going to any of you who wants it. I'll put it out first class mail as well. Not even you don't have to wait. You'll get it the next day, the next morning.
You should raffle that shit off for charity, man. That'd be funny.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Savo, listen, man. Nearly top of the league, man. 1 point you were top of the league, I think it was. But yeah, man. How are you, Savo?
Yeah, we were top of the league for I think for about 4 minutes until Man City decided they were going to do some Man City things. Yeah, listen, good from a football perspective. Can't complain. All is going very well in the league. 4 games in, so I don't want to do what the Arsenal fans did last year. I don't want to be that fan, so I'm not going to be that fan and just say I'm just happy with how it's going.
Yeah,
and don't take up golf. No. Don't take up golf.
Okay. I'll take your advice.
With golf, man. Golf's nice.
I can't picture Saeed having a YouTube channel for golf. I just can't picture it.
Bro, you never know, man. It's 70k there.
If he gets stressed with Man United, wait until he shanks them left, right, and like hitting trees and stuff. Like he'll be snapping the clubs in half.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then we got Goonie. Listen, don't go anywhere. Listen, you're with me, my brother, tonight. You're getting a cooking today, not just me, because you spent £1 billion. So, what are you saying, Goonie, other than Chelsea?
Nothing.
He lost for words.
Legitimately, I've got nothing. I've got absolutely nothing. There'll be no doubt in this stream, somebody, my money's on either you or Guns, is going to say something and it's just going to set me off. One of the two of you. It's a bingo. People in the comments, let me know who you think is going to push Gooni's button first. Yeah, out of Saeed and Lee. Yeah, which one's going to do it? I guarantee. I know who it is, but I won't say. I want to see what the people them say.
And by the way, if you haven't watched his match reaction, honestly, he went ballistic. People, watch his match reaction after the Chelsea game. Link in the description.
How he got that monetized, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. YouTube's on his side. They want to see that. He's a Chelsea fan, the YouTube guy who's out there.
Everyone's enjoying Chelsea's downfall. That ain't a Chelsea fan, bro. The YouTube mods are like, nah, we got to monetize this one. This one's for the ages still. Got to keep this one.
Yeah, definitely. But guys, there's over 1,000 people already in the building. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the rest of the panel's channel as well. But listen, we got to start with the game yesterday. Arsenal 3-1. Lee, I come up to you first. Personally, for me, Lee, yeah, and I know a lot of people have called me salty and this and that. I don't think Man United deserved to lose yesterday. Yes, you found the extra quality in Jesus and whatnot, but I generally think United deserved a draw at least. I think we nullified you. You lot didn't, apart from the Saka chance and apart from the Havertz one, you didn't really create a big chance for me. And we nullified your better players. Saka was nullified, etc. And we deserved a draw. Listen, I'm not saying we played amazing, but we deserved a draw. But how did you see it, bro? Because I ain't gonna lie, I don't think I see it the way your fans see it, but that's where you come in, man.
To be honest, we were poor. We were very poor. And we got out of jail. Yeah, big up Declan Rice. Jesus, rumor has it Dalot's still sliding. His DMs he was trying to slide into, but he's still sliding. But personally, in terms of big chances, we deserve to win the game. Yeah, you didn't create anything. Rashford's goal was a screamer. I think the goalkeeper could have done better, by the way. Yeah, and I know people are going to laugh at that, but he was about a yard and a half off his line. If he was actually on his line, he saves that. He got a hand to it. Yeah, if he was actually on his line, I think he probably would have tipped it around the post. But Kai Havertz, nobody ever tell me he's a footballer. That guy he didn't even connect properly with the ball. My daughter's 14. Yeah, my daughter is 14 in November, right? She scores that goal. Then you got the Saka one. I mean, what's he doing? Star boy. Yeah, straight at your goalkeeper. I don't remember Ramsdale having to really do anything. I don't remember you really making us work our goalkeeper. I thought you defended pretty well. I can't lie. I thought you defended pretty well. Yeah, but on the balance of big chances, we deserve to win the game. Like if Havertz puts that in the back of the net, I reckon we would have battered you. Yeah, I think your heads would have dropped, and it's all if buts and maybes. But Saka's got to score. Havertz has got to score. The game should have been out of sight before we scored in stoppage time. So I understand why Man United fans are saying what you're saying, but on big chances created alone, we're clear. We're clear, bro. But there was some poor performances from us yesterday. Yeah, Kai Havertz is a disgrace. Yeah, that guy walking around the football pitch like he's lost. Like it's got nothing about his game. Misses an absolute sitter. 3 or 4 minutes later, he gives an aimless 15-yard straight pass away, and then you go and score straight off the back of it. Ben White was poor for that goal. Yeah, the goalkeeper, like I said, should have probably saved it. But it was good to see us get straight back in the game. Yeah, Odegaard, great finish, man. But again, that shows how poor Man United are, because you had literally everyone behind the ball. 30 seconds, 20 seconds after the restart, bang, like straight in. Like you leave him on the edge of the box wide open on his left foot. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And then after that, it was pouring quality. I said this all the way through the watch along. Like both teams in their final third were poor. Like passes. There was no. I don't know what's happened to our press. Yeah, but we gave Vanana way too much respect. We weren't pressing like we normally press. Yeah, it's totally.
I think that was a game plan, Lido, because we weren't going to really do anything with it. I think that was a game plan. I think Arteta was like, you know what, you lot have the ball. I think that genuinely was the game plan. But let me come back to you, by the way. I think for me, I'm not, and this is me being biased. I think we should have had a penalty for Højlund. For me,
you're mad. That ain't a penalty.
No. I'm sorry, Lee. This is what I'm going to disagree. Is this wrestling?
Crazy.
That was the wrestling. Hey,
you're clutching at straws. That ain't a penalty.
No. For me, I don't care. I've watched it back here 1,000 times here, and I said it in real time. For me, that's a penalty. He's grabbed hold of him. It's no aim to get the ball. There's literally none at all. He doesn't even get the ball. I think Saliba comes across, and by then, Højlund is absolutely manhandled on the floor. That is a wrestling. That's what you do at wrestling. If anyone watches wrestling here, that is what you see at a wrestling. That, for me, is a penalty. I think Saka should have been off. Saka, red card. He should have been off. That was reckless.
It was in the kick Eddie in the head, because that was a straight red.
Yeah, Lindelof.
Yeah, well, he should have been off as well then.
That's
the Saka one, he actually got fouled and was stumbling off balance because he was getting fouled. Yeah, which is why he then connected.
Still a foul, though.
So
still a foul.
It's a foul on Saka first day. We can clutch at straws all you like, yeah. Like the fact is, you weren't very good. Bruno Fernandes again in a big game, awful. Yeah, bringing on Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans sums up your football club right now. It's a mess, absolute mess. You got Anthony. What does he do? I actually thought defensively he was all right, but attacking wise, he is useless, mate. Absolutely useless. Yeah. And unless Rashford plucks it out of nowhere, you have nothing in your attack. You have nothing. There's nothing there.
Full facts.
I mean, guys, anyone? LB, how do you see it, man?
I think what Lee said pretty much I agree with. I thought quality on both teams was poor. Thought Arsenal did shade it. If any team deserved to win, it probably was Arsenal. Thought Arsenal was okay up until they got to the United's penalty area. Then I just thought they just looked like they didn't have too many ideas. The penalty shout, I think it's soft penalty shout to me. I think it's a soft penalty shout, but Listen, it's I don't know. I was watching it yesterday, very happy because I was watching both teams, thinking these are both poor sides. You know, poor. I'm looking at Havertz. He is useless, absolutely useless. I thought Nketiah had done all right, but Jesus was clear when he come on. Yeah, I don't know. I just loved seeing United concede the goal towards the end, man. It was good, but I thought the quality was poor, man.
By the way, was that offside? Did you think that was offside, guys? Because that line was very dodgy.
No.
That
What, the
line
Garnacho
at
one?
one point, the Garnacho one, yeah.
Yeah, that was offside. Yeah, if you actually watch it back here, but the line on VAR and the line on Sky were totally different places.
That's what I'm saying then.
But that's a problem with Sky, yeah, because VAR, yeah, that he ain't on side, yeah. And if you watch it again and slow it down, Gabriel was so smart, right? Because he could see across the line and he pulled his head back, yeah, which made him offside. And he was like that, pulling himself back. That's offside, mate. It's close, but it's offside. But it was funny that it was Garnacho running around celebrating like an idiot because I can't stand him. Yeah, and the fact that he's celebrating and Nana's jumping around.
Lee, come on, man. We won the game practically. I know it's all this and that, but we won the game. So of course you're gonna celebrate. And he celebrated obviously similar to Ronaldo and whatnot. So I was buzzing. I was there. We thought we won it, and then Arsenal decided to just choose violence in the end.
United were poor though again, though, weren't they? Saying it's another away game.
But were we poor though? Let me ask you.
No, you were poor.
Guys,
no, you were poor.
No, but I don't think we were. No,
I thought you were poor.
Listen, you guys are speaking about the whole Man United and what they are. When we look at our Big Six away record and you look at the game plan we had, we nullified Arsenal. Arsenal's record at home is great. It is great. Like, let's be honest with you. It is. I think Brighton have only won, and I think one more other team has won. Man City, I think it is.
Yeah, but sorry, you say you nullified this. Martinelli nearly scored, just a millimetre wide of the post. Saka should have scored. Yeah, open goal. Havertz should have scored. Yeah. So there's three chances.
No, but that's first half. The one that's out of the range is the Gabriel one, Martinelli. That's outside the box. It's not a clear cut chance. But when you look at Man United, I get it. Listen, Man United are a banter club. I understand that. When you look at the game plan, I think Man United nullified Arsenal, and it was a respectable 1-1 draw. We could have came out with a 1-1 draw. So I don't think Man United played poor. We've been 7-0. We played how many other teams that we've got absolutely dusted by? So this idea that United played poor, I don't really buy into it, and I don't think
not poor then, but not up to the standards of where Man United should be. You've got to accept that.
Well, that's a different question. Yeah, that's a different question. You know what I mean?
The thing is, at what point are you going to start seeing
they brought on Jesus, and they look at the quality they brought on.
You brought on Højlund, £70 million striker.
Yeah, that's one player. But look who's coming on as well, Johnny fucking Evans. Are we having a laugh? It's like one of your legends coming back. Imagine one of your legends coming back and playing. Gary Cahill coming back at 36 at Chelsea. You want to take him, would you? No. Can
I throw 2 pence in here, right? For me, the first thing I messaged on one of my WhatsApp groups yesterday to somebody was, this is such a poor advert for the Premier League. Like, it was both teams. The game was, let's listen, Arsenal fans will love it because they won the game in the end, right? But let's be fair, throughout the 90 minutes, the standard of football on show was awful. Both teams giving the ball away. Like Rashford, other than his goal, how many chances did he want down on that left-hand side when he's through into the penalty box, making the wrong decision, not getting a shot away, not really caring either. Arsenal looked, I mean, I'll be honest, I was completely underwhelmed again by Bukayo Saka in another massive match. I know I'm not allowed to say that because I get called a salty Spurs fan, but for me, Martinelli's more the danger. Martinelli's the one that kept trying to take his fullback to the cleaners every time he got the ball. Look, it was always going to be an odd game because Arsenal and Man U hadn't started the season how they wanted to. But I think what that showed yesterday, I agree with LB. What that showed yesterday was that this league is a one-team league with Man City being so far above the rest. It's unreal. I don't think either of them were penalties. I don't think the whole Havertz dive thing wasn't a penalty. I don't think the Højlund thing was a penalty. I just think it was a poor game, which Arsenal had a little bit more to blow, a little bit more puff at the end of the day. And Jesus, that was the one bit of class in the game. Jesus through on goal was the one bit of class. Other than that, a few bits from Odegaard. I thought Odegaard had a few nice touches and a few good bits. other than that, I was really underwhelmed by both teams. Really underwhelmed by both teams. But it's early days, right? It's 4 games. Arsenal will be happy. 10 points from 12. Yeah, you want 12, but 10 points from 12. Man United, it is a worry because that is now the 4th game in a row that you have looked. I think other fans can look and go, "What are Man United? Like, what team are you? What? I don't know what you are. I don't know what you are at all. I feel like the manager's in big trouble. I don't know what you are. Sorry, just don't."
And Sava, that's what I've been saying for like the last week or two. Of like the absolute bare minimum that we should be getting right now off United, in my opinion, is a style of play. You can see the imprints of what Ten Hag's philosophy is at the bare minimum. And, you know, I always go back to Pep in his first year, and we weren't great in our first year with Pep, but everyone's seen how we were playing because everyone on Monday Night Football, Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville said, this won't work. But he kept on doing it. And at least you could see a start. I'm still watching United, and they still seem to be playing this counter-attacking football. Now, Saeed has a point, to be fair, in which the counter-attacking football worked to a degree yesterday against Arsenal. But at what point are we going to see this United team develop from this counter-attacking side, which they've been for 5 years, to a team that actually gets on the front foot, plays football the right way, and tries to create chances? We're still not seeing it. He spent 400 million quid. He's now into his 2nd year. They arguably look worse now than they did last year, albeit we've only played 4 games. And you've got Brighton and Bayern Munich coming up after the international break. Jeez,
no, I hear you. I think that, yeah, it ain't easy. I think there are concerns. Listen, I think for me, you're right in the style of play. I think that has to be better this season. I said it. That was one of my aims for Ten Hag, for us to be consistent away from home and home. I think we're still not there yet. I think this Ten Hag, he's trying to have this counter press. He's trying to do certain things. He believes that this is the best way for him to play at Manchester United. Do I agree with it? Probably not, but I'm still going to see what it produces, because it did produce as a cup. And whether people say a cup's not good enough at that level, listen, the aim of elite sport is to win. And I want this season, again, for us to win and finish high up the pitch. So as much as, like I said, you can play pretty football all you want, because there's nothing else that comes out of it. It's pretty pointless. And I don't know if people will agree with that one, but there's still, for me, I feel like
that's clutching at straws desperately, because your team is atrocious to watch. I do.
I'm not. I do. No, I'm not. But I've acknowledged it. I've definitely acknowledged that we have to play better football, though. But I have said, though, we have to still win trophies. That's still, for me, the aim of Man United this season. I get it. It's to play good football, but I still want us to win trophies. But like I said to you, we are a long way away.
Do you see this team winning? Do you see this team winning trophies? Because I feel like somehow
we can.
I feel like he's taken you so far backwards in the space of a summer. You look like last season. I thought Man United.
It's 4 games. It's 4 games.
Listen.
I could say something about Tottenham. I could say it's too early to judge Tottenham. It's 44 games. Same
agreed,
way,
but really. Saeed, the difference between Spurs and Man United is, first of all, I'm not sitting here saying we can definitely win trophies like you are, right? Second of all, if you watch Spurs last year and you watch Spurs this year, the golf in football is phenomenal. Like last year under Conte, we didn't even play football. The players were told, I'm sure of it, not to pass more than 3 times without giving it away. Yeah. Now we're an actual football team that go and attack and play football. Listen, for us, I'm cool. I'm not jumping the gun. But you guys are awful.
No, but the thing is, though, I get it. We're awful for now, and for me to say that Man United won't win a trophy or I think for me, United are a cup team. I've said it last season. I'll say it again. Is it bad in the context of what United should be going for in terms of the league? Because in terms of the league, you need to be consistent over 38 games, or at least 80 to 90%. But I look at this Man United team, the way they play, they are suited to a cup. They are suited to play on that transition and hurt teams on a counter. And that's how you win competition. You don't play well by winning cups. You just have to be on that day smarter than the opposition. And that's where I think it is for me.
Sure, but you're Man United. You're Manchester United.
By name. But again,
by name. And how much have you just spent?
They've done 400 million quid since he's been there. And they've got Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans at the football club coming on. That sums up their football club.
Yeah, that sums up the football club. You know
but this is the problem. People can waffle on about all the injuries you've got, yeah? But even when your injured players are back...
I'm not waffling about them.
No, you're not. But I've seen a lot of your fans saying, we've got Malacia out, we've got Luke Shaw out, we've got this player out, that player out. Like at the end of the day, even when you've got a fully fit squad, right? There's a reason that Johnny Evans got given a contract, which I said he would do, by the way, when it was just an emergency. Oh, we're getting him in just for training purposes. I said to you and I said to Rance, he will get a contract and he will play games, right? And then you kept Harry Maguire, right? And it was, but they're 5th and 6th choice. Well, guess what, mate? Now they're first choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got all these players out injured. But if you had gone out there and got Kim, who's gone to buy him,
that's what he wanted. Though. The manager didn't want him. We didn't get him.
But he didn't get him. But then he's sitting there blowing smoke up Harry Maguire's backside all summer, which is why he's still here. Yeah, and then he's bringing him on in the game yesterday. Then you're bringing on Johnny Evans. You got Lissandro going off injured. Yeah, but apparently he's now not injured. So what was wrong with him then? Yeah, his pride was maybe hurt because he had another shocker. Yeah, the way that guy just runs in and clatters people is mad. Yeah, like the tackle on Eddie Nketiah. I mean, come on. Really? How many times you've seen him do that this season already? He's so rash with it. Listen, he started off really well at Man United. Yeah, and I think he's not been
the same this season. I admit that. He's not been the same this season.
Why is he still there? We know the guy's going to miss most of the season. Yeah, he's clearly not got the energy levels and the fitness levels to play for Man United in the Premier League at that age. Should have binned him off. You should have binned Maguire off. You should have binned one of the others off. Maybe keep Lindelof. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe get rid of him and go and get a whole new backline. Yeah, Luke Shaw shouldn't be there. He ain't good enough. I know you're laughing. I'm being serious. You've gone out and done 400 million quid.
It's true.
And 100 million of that has gone on a goalkeeper who's more interested in playing up for the cameras than actually doing what he's supposed to be doing. And you've done 60 million.
Your keeper. That's your keeper as well.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing. I think Aaron Ramsdale's one of them. I think they're both arrogant. I think they're both cocky and they both play up for the cameras. Yeah, your goalkeeper yesterday jumping around at 1-0 and then two minutes later he's telling everyone calm down. Well, mate, you weren't calming down a minute ago. Yeah, like, do you know what I'm saying? It's all for show. It's all for cameras. Yeah, when you came back out in the second half, I said it on my watch-along, you got Bruno doing the huddle in the middle. What have you done for 15 minutes in the dressing room? Why are you doing a huddle? That is all for show.
Please.
It's all for show. Yeah.
And he was asked as well, Lee. Like, what's he doing? Like, he has no right to do. I know he's a captain, but like, this is the thing with Zinchenko last year. The players who do the huddles, these are the players who should be performing. You know what I mean? The leaders on the pitch, not just because he's got a captain's armband. Bruno Fernandes yesterday was absolutely shit. Just quickly, because I know you want to get through these super chats, Said. Yeah, there's two things for me that I think United need to rely on this season to get them in the Champions League, and that's Marcus Rashford. He has to have another good year because he has. If you look at his Prem form over the years, it's been very inconsistent. He needs to have good, and I think you need Højlund to have a good season. He has to perform.
He was good yesterday.
Well, he looked all right. He was very physical and that. Obviously, it's difficult to assess after 25 minutes, but he has to play good. I think if them two don't get the goals that United need, I think you could be in for a real tricky season, man. Really tricky.
Not gonna lie, I also don't trust your goalkeeper, but that's another conversation for another day.
Listen, let's not do that. Let's not do that, man. I want to get your opinion, Goonie, on something different because, like I said, I don't want to all talk about United. We've got Chelsea, we've got Tottenham to give a praise to as well, and obviously Man City getting away with it as well with VAR. But we need to get with all of that stuff. Peb says, did anyone expect United to win? Banter aside, Chelsea's loss is worse than United. We will get into them as well. Let's all laugh at United. Emoji in the chat. Big up Strasbourg. He says, hell of a panel. Big up to you, my friend. Said, you're embarrassing yourself. Stop it. Okay, mate. Who's Banter Club United and Chelsea? Never forget the Onana Haymaker. Way too much irony. Said, why do you have two Chelsea fans on the... What? Listen, I don't know what you're talking about to me. Big up Ziggy. Big up Ziggy, man. We met in New York. It's fair play Arsenal for the win, but can Lee bet me $100 we will win again a trophy before Arsenal this season? And Said, when you're coming back to us again, I'll bet 100 more we finish above Spurs again. Wow. You're putting out a lot of money there, mate.
I've already got a 2,000 bet for charity for Great Ormond Street Hospital with someone, so I ain't betting anyone anything, mate.
Hang on. Is he saying a bet that Man U will finish above Tottenham?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I take that as well, bro.
I'll take that. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I'll take that. I'll tell you why I'll take it. We're playing once a week, and you lot look an absolute mess, and I don't think you've bought well at all.
But you're Tottenham, though, innit?
That's fine. I'll take it. I'll take his $100. Let's be fair. I'll tell you what we'll do. $100. Let's keep it real. Let's do it for charity. So there's all winners here. We'll do it for charity. Let's be fair. If Tottenham finish above Man United and €100 goes to the British Heart Foundation, which is my charity of choice, cool. If I lose $100, I reckon I can still go to bed that night and sleep quite easily, that my life's not ruined. Let's do it.
Okay.
I think
Guys,
you lot are a mess. Like, you lot are a shambles,
mess
if I'm honest.
now.
A mess.
Mess now.
Sure.
Again,
But who's your next game?
Brighton at home.
Brighton and then Bayern Munich away, Sava.
Right, okay, right. LB, see what I mean?
Our home record.
See what I
Our
mean?
home record, man. We've not lost since the last Brighton game. So that's why it's still, I think, confident at home. Goonie, I want to bring you over to the Sancho situation. Obviously, you seen it yesterday. Who are you? I'm not saying who are you on the side with, but how did you understand that situation? The manager said the Sancho's not training well. Then you got Sancho coming out and saying, listen, I don't know what he's on about. I have been training well. I feel like I've been scapegoated. There's other things that I think for me are going on. Where do you stand with all that situation?
Usually I'm not really with players out in their managers for 90% of things, but if the manager is really being disingenuous and saying things that are not true about a player that is actually working hard and trying to contribute to the first team, then Jadon Sancho has got every right to do so for several reasons. Because if he hasn't got a future at Manchester United, he needs to have a future elsewhere. And if the manager's talking down on a player like that and it's simply not true, you could potentially mess up a move for him for another big club later on down the line. So for his own career, he's got to step forward and really defend himself. So with that side, I understand. But with the manager, where I will say he's wrong, if this is really the case, is he should have never said that Jadon Sancho is not training properly. His words should have been, he is training, he is committed, but he's not touching the levels that I need him to touch to be able to integrate in this squad on a regular basis. If he had said that, then the conversation is different. But at the same time, this is where I'm also going to defend the manager. Did he spend 70 million plus on this player and decide to pay him 350k a week? It wasn't his decision. And you have to also take it like, if a new manager comes in, sometimes they don't fancy your favorite player and that player is just not going to play. And you have to accept that with some managers. Case in point, although it works in the inverse, Sava, Bissouma, how long did you want to see this guy play week in, week out? Previous managers weren't really with it. Now Andrew's come in, he's playing week in, week out. It looks like a staple in your team. Similar situation going on with Sancho and United. I just think that Ten Hag doesn't really rate him for his system for whatever reason it is, because Sancho's not a rubbish player. Because regardless of what people have said, I've seen this guy come on and actually save United and win games for you guys. But I feel like he could do it on a more consistent basis if he was to get more consistent football and he was trusted. But it just looks like he's not going to get it there.
Goonie, you know what I think on it, yo? Can I just quickly come on that one? I think they both just look a bit foolish, to be honest. I don't think there's any winners. I don't think, what side are you on, manager? I just think they both look silly. I think the manager,
it's been handled in terms of like how it's been handled. It's been handled terribly because it's been spilled out so publicly. Do you know what I mean?
It wasn't the right time, was it? It wasn't the right time. I did a stream before and people were saying, well, what's Ten Hag meant to do then? Is he meant to lie? Yeah, and then say what he wants to say at the right time. I think he's done it at completely the wrong time. I don't actually particularly think that Sancho's statement was a very good statement either. I'm reading what he's saying. He's saying that, this week I've trained well. Like, what the fuck are you on about this week? You know what I mean? Like, it sort of sounds to me like he kind of knows that maybe last week was a bit of a shit week last week. The week before might have been a bit dead as well. Then he's talking about, I think there's something else behind the scenes, but I'm not prepared to tell you what though. I just think that there's no winners here, and I just think that it's I think that both look silly.
The way that I say it for me, if a manager has the right to call someone out, then I think every right should be that a player should come out and defend himself. That's the way I kind of look at it for me. If you come out, and this is again different to different work environments, but if someone's called me out in a workplace and outed me out for something that I believe is disingenuous or something that I believe I haven't done, then I'm sorry, man. I'm coming out and defending myself. This is what I'm saying. But then again,
why did Ten Hag even come out and say what he said? Why did Ten Hag say what he said? When he's asked the question, all he's got to do is just say, I thought that was the right squad for the game. That's it. There's no drama coming up at the back of it. Sancho,
I told you. They're a mess. I told you. But all the signs are there. It's a mess. Listen, when you're first of all, I agree. Ten Hag should not have said what he said. Second of all, I don't agree. Sancho should have come back and said something, because now what you've done is, instead of it being a sweeping statement, it's now this big thing. Now every press conference he's going to be asked about Sancho and how he's training and how is it repaired. Every time he plays, it will be, oh, there you go, I gave him time and he's not played well. Blah blah. I think those sort of things need to be kept in house. Yeah, and I think I think Ten Hag's feeling the pressure. I genuinely think, and all I get whenever I say statements like this, oh, you're Spurs, this isn't about me being Spurs. It's about me watching football.
Yeah.
Man United, it just seems that all of the issues that you thought had gone away when you brought in Ten Hag, and everyone was going, right, this is a proper, I was one of them, saying this is a proper manager, he controls the media well, and he's got the togetherness. It almost feels like all of that has slowly but surely crept back into Man United, and all is not well. I don't know if it's what's going on with the owners. I don't know if it's transfers weren't the players you wanted, or performances, but making Bruno captain, really weird one for me. Buying Mason Mount seemed weird. The way he's talking about Sancho, his substitutions seem weird. His team selections seem weird. Something's not right at Man United. I'm not having a dig. I just think something's not right. It almost reminds me of it reminds me of Spurs a couple of years back when we were having all this with Antonio Conte. Brilliant when he first came in, and he sorted out all the issues. Then slowly but surely, all the press conferences start throwing a player under the bus. Then they're throwing the ref under the bus. And it just feels like to me that Ten Hag's not really taking ownership of a mess that he's causing. The teams you're picking just look wrong. Like, I don't know, I'm not an expert, but it looks wrong. It doesn't look right to me.
If you're looking at if you're Sancho, right, and let's even say that he's been crap in training. Mate, there's loads of players that are crap in training and then go out and do it on the pitch. Yeah, Eden Hazard, prime example. That guy openly admits he don't like training. Yeah, no, I'm rubbish in training. David Ginola was the same, didn't like training. Yeah, we're talking top players. But even if he is rubbish in training, right, surely he's looking at Anthony every single game, thinking, well, he don't score any goals. He don't create any goals. Yeah, Jadon Sancho did his best work at Borussia Dortmund on the right wing. Exactly. Yeah, he's playing the right wing ahead of me. Then he's seeing Garnacho getting the team over him. He's seeing Rashford stinking it out. Yeah, albeit he scored yesterday. He was poor.
Scored. Yeah. But overall game is poor. Let's be honest, man. The overall game's poor.
Jadon Sancho, if you want to play in transition, and you want to sit back and counter, Jadon Sancho will get you up the pitch all day long. Yeah, but he's got the ability to hold the ball up. Yeah, and get players up the pitch and can create. Yeah, listen, I think he's been crap since he's got to Man United.
I agree.
But at the same time, Anthony is nicking his spot in the team. He must be fuming. Maybe that's why he's not in the team. Maybe he's saying, well, why is he in the team over me?
This is the problem with Ten Hag, and I think Sava mentioned he's feeling the pressure. Everyone's like, yeah, but he didn't buy Sancho. So it's not... Well, he bought Anthony. And I think he feels under pressure to play Anthony week in, week out, just as he'll feel pressure to buy Mount, because you can't go out and buy Anthony for 80 million and after a season go, actually, fuck it, I'm going to put him on a bench. I think he feels the pressure that he has to play. There is no logical reason that Anthony should be on that pitch as much as he is. And I think it's because he feels under pressure. And just quickly, sorry, before you come in, people keep saying, Ten Hag has done a wonderful job. I mean, I go back to the basics, This job at Man United is ginormous. United were a mess when he come in. He's having to completely
turn it around.
Well, he's turned it around to a degree.
To a degree.
He's still not playing the football that you want.
And what evidence is it? Let's not be disingenuous as well.
No, I'm not being disingenuous. I said to a degree he's turned it around, but he's still not playing the style of football you want. And what evidence is there to support that Ten Hag could completely sass? I think Sava's right. I think he's under pressure now. I think he's looking at the league this year and think, shit, the top 4 race is going to be a lot more competitive than it was last year. And now he's got a big issue now with this Sancho thing that he didn't need to do. He was naive.
He's been backed as well with all of his first choice targets. Right? Let's be fair. All of the
not all.
Okay, maybe not all, but the players that you brought in, it was well documented. You chased Mount for weeks. You chased Onana for weeks. You chased Højlund for weeks. You chased who's the other one? Amrabat felt like it was an ongoing thing.
The entire window.
right? The entire window, you have now chased all these players that he's got. Casemiro came in. Casemiro is one of the best midfielders in the world at the time, right? Everyone said Lisandro Martinez. That's his player he's played with. Malacia. Who else did you bring in? Anthony. This now isn't a point of when some managers take over a club, you go, okay, but this isn't their team, right? You get it. Okay, he's going to have to make do with what he's got, and he'll slowly drip feed players in. Now, this is his team. He's had 3 windows now, which in football terms is quite a lot. He's had 3 windows, brought in a lot of players, and you just look worse than when he first started. I don't.
Oh, come on, man. That's what I'm saying. You're going too far, man.
Okay, sorry. Which game you played well in? Which game you played well in this season?
No, but Sava, this is where you're going a bit too far. We finished, 7th when he left? Sorry, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer left and whoever was behind him left. Come on, man. He's come in, he's changed around. We finished 3rd and we won a trophy. Again, now it's to move on. This is standards of a big club. Hold on a minute. The standards of a big club is you move on now. You push on. Yeah, of course. But again, we're 4 games in. So I
agree.
No, hold on a minute.
How many points are off the top?
In terms of there is a mess. But I think your analysis got overboard in terms of the season's not over yet. Let's wait until the season.
No one said it is.
And then we can say, right, he's failed and whatnot, etc., etc. But I feel like for me, you're going a bit too far.
Okay, so Side, let me put it like this then. Let me put it like this, right? I would understand if I was watching what I'm seeing from Man United right now, complete lack of leadership, completely poor tactics, poor selections. I would almost be thinking to myself, that's a manager who's just taken over and doesn't know his team. You're playing like a team that have just got a brand new manager and doesn't know his squad and hasn't put most of this squad together himself. That's the worry for me. So, yeah, you're 4 games in, but already you're 6 points off your rivals. Already now you've lost your 2 away games to little old Spurs that we keep getting cussed for being poor, and we finished 8th. We took you apart with relative ease. Arsenal yesterday didn't even impress me in any way, shape or form. 3-1, they beat you, right? You can't tell me. I know you want to be, we all want to do that whole thing where, yeah, we're great and it's 4 games. Are you not worried?
Listen, of course you're worried as a fan. I don't think the style of football is great. I don't think away form is great. But again, I feel like for me, I think we're going to have to wait and see. This is a manager for me who's proven it another league. I get it. It's a different league and he's won trophies and whatnot. But also you have to allow a time for manager to struggle. Let him develop his team. Let him get the balance right in the midfield. We brought Amrabat. Let's see what Amrabat now provides in his team. And let's see how we gel as a unit. Hoyle is now coming into the team. When it looks like November, December, and it still isn't great, I think for me, that's where you have greater concern. Right now, let him gel the squad where he's now the 2nd season. It's coming out to me. But for me, there's a lot of people that think Ten Hag out.
Excuses.
I don't think it's excuses. I think you have to time. Same way you don't go overboard when you're winning. Same way I'm not going overboard when we're losing to that degree.
I don't think it's about you losing. I don't think it's about you losing. I think it's about people are watching Man United. Everyone in any WhatsApp group I'm in or any chat I'm in, everyone's going, what are Man United? What has Ten Hag done?
No, I agree. And you have every right to say that. And you have every right to say that. I want to move on because, listen, we've spent 40 minutes on United. And listen, Goonie's not getting away with it. Goonie's not getting away with it. Because for me, if we're bad, they spent 1 billion.
That's why I was quiet.
And you know what? In a year. So we need to cook Chelsea. But let me get Lila Patali says here, this is becoming a trend for Eric Ten Hag, to be honest. Players thrown under the bus. Guys, what do you think? We've just spoke about that as well. Best panel I've seen in a long time. Thank you very much. Who's getting sacked first? Eric Ten Hag or Maurizio Pochettino? Wow. Big up Goonie, best Chelsea rep out there. Guys, there's 3,100 in the building. Make sure you guys are liking the video. I don't think there's even 1,000 likes, which is shocking, man. Like,
shocking.
I don't know what you guys are doing. Like, you just watch, there's 500 likes. Are you guys, like, what are you doing? Like, I'm stressed out in a minute. I'm having Sava giving me a lecture about my United. No disrespect to Sava, but you know what I mean? Like, it's mad, you know what I mean? But fair play to Sava. He's holding me accountable. I'm holding Con, and you guys aren't liking the video, man. So please hit the like button on the video. Goonie, talk to me.
Bro, I don't even know where to start. I don't know what to say. I'm just at a point where it's just a shit show, really, innit? And you just have to sit there and you just gotta let the shit driver who's next to you just navigate the car and hope you don't die. This is where we're at, bruv. This is exactly where I'm at. I'm just hoping the driver Pochettino is what's this British guy's name? Formula One guy, Lewis Hamilton. and I'm hoping he just navigates nice. Otherwise, we're finished, bro. He's
a broken man.
I don't even know what to say. Do you know how bad it is? Usually I can get something off the spot in my brain and just talk. I can't this time. Saeed, Lee, somebody, I need questions that I can answer. Guide me through this portion, please.
Well, at least you've seen probably about 20 trophies in the last 20 years, mate. At least you can die happy. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't winning one anytime soon, and that manager will get sacked before Ten Hag. Yeah, because you can't. Yeah,
already.
I don't think he'll get sacked before Ten Hag. That's what I don't think, because listen, after Lampard, after Graham Potter, then we had Bruno for like one game. I think this management, this ownership are saying we need some kind of stability. And
yeah,
I honestly think...
Goonie, come on, man. This was the whole Graham Potter stability, build a young squad. Yeah, results determine it, right? And at the moment, you've got a guy up front who can't finish his dinner. He's
not a striker, that's why.
Well, he's not. He shouldn't be in the starting 11. Yeah, you needed a proper striker this summer, and he's a backup. Yeah,
he's not a number 9. This is what I'm trying to say.
No, he's not. He's a winger. He plays more as an inverted winger, doesn't he? Right, but at the end of the day, you're playing Chilwell as a left winger, right? You're playing 6 defenders in the last 2 games against Luton and Nottingham Forest. You're creating next to nothing. You're getting hardly any shots on target against Nottingham Forest. I mean, no disrespect. They've just come off of the back of losing 3-2 to Man United. They played us before that. They've had 3 tough games in a row. Yeah, 3 tough games in a row. And you created nothing against them. Yeah, nothing against them. Right? And then defensively, you look all over the place. You didn't make your subs. Yeah, Mudryk, the way that guy just rounded him, yeah, and got in the box, he should have squared it. I mean, that guy, man. Yeah.
But Jackson as well. Action Jackson, man. I'm telling you guys now.
I told him about Jackson, and I'm still getting people in the chats. Jackson's a striker, bro. And I asked in my video, and I asked for weeks on end, what indicates to you that this guy is a natural number 9? Because for me, as a striker, and I put this in the group, at Sunday League level, if you vacate the centre forward space 3 times in one half, where your winger has the cutback to play to you in that position, you're not a striker. Do you understand what would happen to you with my old coach if you did that shit back in my time? You're getting told off. Once you get in the changing room, you're getting it even more. The next training session, you're doing extra laps for that foolishness, bruv. Why? And then do you know what I'm being told by my fan base? Give it time. He's not a striker at Chelsea Football Club, you know. You're asking me, who I think is a winger, to adapt to a role where my club expects at least 20 goals from you in that position in one competition in the Premier League. No, thank you. It's not for me. Going back to what Gunn said, fam. 6 defenders on the pitch against Luton is diabolical. I said it during that post-match. People, please. I'm not being fooled by this result. 6 defenders against Luton, it's cowardly. But I will take the 3 points all day long. I'll take it. But this time round against Nottingham Forest, bro, I was expecting not to see Ben Chilwell at left wing because we've seen him in the past 3 games and it's not worked. At what stage are you going to drop this guy? Oh, wait, you can't because you've made him vice captain and you extended him by an extra 12 months, which to me makes no sense if that's the role you're going to use him in. Before Chelsea fans get into a fit, oh, how can you say that about Chilwell? I said, if that's where he's going to be used as a left winger in this Pochettino system, get rid of him and go and get a left winger. You don't trust Mudryk? Fine. That ain't my problem. Go and get another left winger instead. Yeah, you don't trust who else can even play out there on that left wing now? I can't even think, bro. You're not going to play Jackson there because you've got no striker. I get it. Cool. But we're persisting on Chilwell. Ian Maatson, right, who actually is a left back, but has played in that left wing role for other clubs, not just Chelsea. He done it at Coventry when he had to step in. I believe as well he had to do it.
Your club wanted to get rid of him, though. Your club wanted to get rid of him. Ian Maatson.
Yeah, I know.
Like, he is to go.
I know, but I'm happy that we kept him. I'm happy we kept him, but the thing is Poch needs to go back to using this guy in his position 100%. If this is the system that you're going to play, the most suited player to play there is 100% Ian Maatson, 100%. And another thing that I've got to say about Pochettino, you've got a midfield of Enzo Caicedo and this guy Conor Gallagher. You've got that midfield free. That's bad enough for me in terms of having Conor Gallagher there. But what we're not going to fucking do is this. We are not going to have Caicedo and Gallagher in the pivot and Enzo as a number 10 when Enzo's on the fucking pitch and he's meant to be a deep lying playmaker. He's meant to be with Caicedo in that pivot. How many times have we seen Conor Gallagher does not work there? He doesn't work there. I said the game before, Enzo Fernandez should not be the closest midfielder to that striker. Doesn't make sense. That's not his position. You sign Caicedo so Enzo can play in that pivot. Yeah, and have that freedom to go up and down, but still contribute in the middle of the park, not next to the striker. It doesn't make no sense to me. If anything, Conor Gallagher, that was his natural position. Crystal Palace, where did he play? Where did you see his best performances? Where was he getting goals from? That number 10 position. That number 10 position now is vacant, and he's the only number 10 natural one, well, outside the Cole Palmer now, the only natural one on that pitch at that time, and yet still you use him in the wrong position. I can't keep going through this. Pre-season, people will say, oh, we played a back four. We played a back four pre-season. Yeah, I get it. I also fell victim to that. But from a tactical perspective, I understand it kind of because of the injuries that we've got. For example, that left wing side, I know right now if Nkunku was fit, he'd be coming in off that left side or alternating with Jackson, which is why we saw him in preseason play better with Nkunku because they're able to switch those positions. More times out of 10, you would see Nkunku occupying that centre forward position and Jackson out wide providing for him. Or you'll see little 1-2s where he'll play it with Nkunku and Jackson will be through and goal. This is why I say this guy's not a natural number 9. That's why I say that. And on top of that, when you're having to play a back four and then you're shifting into a back five to defend at times, it tells me something. There's a centre back in there that is tactically forcing you to make this move. And you know who that is? Unfortunately, uncomfortable conversations, it is Thiago Silva. As much as I love this guy, to me, there are world-class aspects about this guy when you're talking certain levels of defending. You're defending low blocks, defending in the box. He's got amazing qualities. But when you're pushing that line up and you're trying to win the ball high up the pitch and you've got to be wary of that counter-attack, this is where it becomes a problem having Thiago in the back line. And yet again, people are going to say, oh, you're coming for Thiago. Listen, there's no coming for somebody who's turning 39 this season and is expected to do it week in, week out.
Yeah, you just have to
it's madness.
I agree.
It's madness. You have to move on from that. I don't care if it's Baresi, he's still playing and he's got legs. You have to have a plan for the next several years moving on for that. And the last thing that I'll say, I know I've been waffling a bit. The last thing I'll say, Chelsea fans coming up with this narrative, oh, Thiago doesn't even respect the badge. He doesn't even want to, the captaincy. He doesn't want to put it on. Thiago understands he has no long-term future at the club. He understands that. Why are you going to take the armband if you feel that this is going to be the last season at this club? Surely, if you love this club, you're turning around and saying, I appreciate the respect. I'm not going to be here much longer. This is the next captain that's going to be at this club. He holds the armband. What's wrong with that? But anyway, that's it.
No, listen, I hear the pain, man. I mean, LB, I'll go to you, man. Like, Pochettino, listen, he underwhelmed at PSG. I think for me, he's a relatively, he likes to work with the young players and whatnot, and he likes his project, etc., etc. But bro, man, they're a mess, man. Like, they spent it, and I feel like, are they any better? Like, what have they bought? Like, when you go to a shop here, and you spend £100 in Asda, and you get there, and you come back home, and you're thinking, hold on a minute, what have I actually bought for £100 worth of shopping? I've actually bought nothing from Asda. Like, I feel like that's what is Chelsea. What do you think, LV?
I think that the appointment of Pochettino, is a strange one. I mean, Pochettino's a decent manager, right? He plays football in the right way, develops players, but what's he actually done in the game? He's not won much. And for a team that spent £1 billion, you would have expected him to get a manager who's won things. I don't really. Is he spending £1 billion for a long-term project? No chance. This Bowley guy's not coming here, spent £1 billion and gone, don't worry, we're going to win something in 5 years. He don't want to win something. He wants to win now. So I find it a very interesting.
I disagree massively.
Yeah, 100%.
Nah. So you stop £1 billion for not winning.
Yeah, but they haven't spent this £1 billion on Mbappe.
Haaland,
They've not
and all
Haaland.
these guys.
Everyone they've bought is a young kid. Listen, they've got to win. I'm not excusing them, but I think when people are going, you spent £1 billion, that it's literally like they've built a squad in three windows. And the problem is, I know Chelsea fans are going to start asking for Poch to be sacked already and all this, that, the other. At some point, this club needs to have a period of calm. At some point, you have to stop sacking managers.
They never.
Hence my point. At some point, they're going to have to, because otherwise what happens? You bring in the next manager. Yeah, and the next manager, again, is going to go, okay, I like these players. I now need to go and spend another 304 million on these players. Every player they've bought in there is 24 and under, other than I think 2 or 3 of the 28 that they bought.
Yeah, but how long are they going to wait though, Saba? They've got £1 billion quid. They're not going to wait 5 years. He's going to be expecting to challenge next year.
I agree, but that's not now, is it? That's my point. When you're saying he wants to win titles now, they can't believe that. They would know from the players they bought in they're not winning now. Then they're not dumb. They know that. Poch would know from the players they're bringing in now. Look, if you want to win now and you're spending £1 billion, right? You are going out and you are buying elite footballers.
You're going to buy Harry Kane first and foremost.
You're going to buy Harry Kanes. You're going to buy Mbappe's. You're going to go and buy people like Nicola Barella. You know, you are going to buy top players that have been there, seen it, done it. Chelsea have not gone down that route. Chelsea have gone for youth. Now, how long will he get away with this for? Because at the end of the day, you've got to at least be getting into. You've got to get Champions League. That's where my cut-off.
We're not going to get that. We're not getting that this year.
But Goonie, this is the thing for me as a fan that doesn't just go like that, right? I see your cut-off has to be Champions League, right? As long as you're in and around that, I think Poch can be fine. Then next year, same way I just said with Ten Hag. Then next year, you've had the players a year. This is your team now. You've had another 2 windows. Now what you're doing. But this year, the problem that Poch has got is you've had 4 or 5 different managers in about 2 years, right? You've had an overhaul of 27, 28 footballers. And the problem is football fans can't disassociate themselves from 1 billion and complete turmoil, right? You cannot just drop £1 billion on all these young players and then everyone going, Chelsea should be challenging. That is not how human behavior works. People building, it's not. People have to gel.
Disingenuous. Do you know what it is as well? Is what other people forget is like, it's £1 billion, cool. But how much of that money is going to account for the ability of Pep Guardiola and the Manchester City team that's been steaming for the past 7 years? Like, what has to give to catch up to that?
Pep must be sitting there watching all these other clubs, like Man United, Chelsea, like just sitting there, must be laughing. He's watched us yesterday and thought, and he's probably watched a bit of Liverpool. And he's probably thinking, well, they're all right, but we're clear. All we've got to do is just keep going, and it's 4 in a row.
I know.
Yeah. But again, Lee, so this comes back to my point. Sorry, really quickly, sorry. This comes back to my point.
Yeah, go for it.
If people keep sacking managers, right? The one thing that Pep Guardiola has over all of these clubs, they've all spent money. Let's not pretend Man City are the only club in the world. Continuity, his decisions, his players that he wants, his philosophy has been implemented. So when Man City buying the windows and all these fans, all some that have been going, City are going to be a lot weaker this year because they've lost this player. How many years are we going to do that for, right? How many years? Chelsea need now to give Pochettino time. You are going to have some good games, some bad games, like in our first year when we had him, while they learn his philosophy. That grace period.
The only problem with what you're saying, you're kind of right, yeah, but the only problem I have with that is Man City from top to bottom are elite. Man United ain't, Arsenal ain't, Chelsea ain't, Liverpool ain't. The only team that are going to keep winning and winning and winning are the team that are elite at ball level, yeah, because they set the standards. And then once the standards are met, they're kept up. Man United go and win a cup last season. All of a sudden, they're getting giddy that they've signed a new goalkeeper and they've signed a striker and they've done this.
I agree.
Yeah, but ultimately, they're ruined in ball level. They're a mess.
I agree, but there's nothing you can do about that. Lee, I agree with you. But at the moment, like, we can't just say you just change a board. It just doesn't happen, right? These clubs are worth billions of pounds. This isn't something that you just go, oh, let's protest and, oh, okay, we'll sell our 6 billion, 8 billion pound asset. It just doesn't happen. No one's managed to do it in world football. It's not going to happen now.
Let me ask you a question, guys. And this is more for Lee Gunner, because obviously he's always about standards and But a club like Chelsea never give time. But let me ask you a question, Lee. If Gooley's saying that they're not going to make top 4 or top 5 or whatnot, what happens then with Pochettino? Because it ain't going to just be like, well, you know what, we'll give you another year. Like, again, for me, sacking Pochettino and whatnot, like, it's one of them where
they'll sack him and go and get Nagelsmann or De Zerbi. Yeah,
but Nagelsmann, though, man, he failed at Bayern.
He didn't fail at Bayern, did he?
Let's be brutally honest. Right there. Right there. That comment right there. He didn't fail at Bayern. And if that
how did he fail at Bayern?
And if that is the standard that you're holding Bayern Munich to, why don't you hold Man United to the same standard?
Who are we talking about here, Pep?
Because he failed winning trophies.
Nagelsmann.
And that's seen as a failure.
In a league that's pony.
He didn't come out. You still got to win it.
Fail, but Bayern done him filthy, bro. Thomas Tuchel was the one that nearly failed because he was in all 4 trophies.
He's another one.
Nagelsmann was in all 4 trophies before Tuchel turned up, fam. Uncomfortable conversation.
Are we saying Nagelsmann's an upgrade on Pochettino? Are we saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all.
That's why I
wouldn't Nagelsmann have the same problems. Like if Nagelsmann came in right now at Chelsea, aren't literally Chelsea in the exact same position where new manager, new style, new ethos. Listen, this is where I agree. When you were saying Ten Hag's only had 4 games, Ten Hag's had a season about 60 games and 4 games. Pochettino, has been there 4 games. Now, listen, are Chelsea in a bit of a mess? Yeah, for sure. No one's saying they're not. But if Chelsea change their manager again during the season, even if it gets bad, really bad, what is the hope that the next manager comes in and then people are going to go, this guy's got to win a league? At what point do we let managers breathe?
And it will never change.
What's the hope?
It has to change. This isn't the same Chelsea side.
The only way it changes is by going and getting an elite level manager that's a bit of a bastard. Because they're going for nice guys. Pochettino, Graham Potter. Yeah, nice guys don't win.
I don't think his job right now is to win. If you're saying what has Pochettino done, listen, I don't think Pochettino's the greatest manager in the world. I was all for Spurs sacking him, right? But the difference for me is, this goes back to your earlier point, LB, where you're saying what they've spent their money on. They spent their money on what is absolutely perfect for what Pochettino does. Pochettino works with young players, builds them, coaches them, grows them into stars. That's what he does. If they had gone and spent £1 billion, as we said, on Mbappe, on the Barellas, the Hakimis, then I'm saying, right, you need an Ancelotti. You need, you know what I mean? Then you need the top managers. At the moment, as much as everyone wants to talk about £1 billion, as much as everyone wants to think Chelsea are what they were, they are not. This is not Chelsea from 3, 4, so I'll go back 4, 5, 6 years ago. This is a Chelsea that needs patience. Their fans will be the undoing of their own club.
Oh, it is. You know, it is, Sapper. Maybe I'm just struggling to compute patience and Chelsea fan. You know what? It's not even. You know what it is? I think it's a Chelsea fan base as well. You go watch the Chelsea fan base here. They are the most spoiled fan base ever. How can you change a spoiled person? Sometimes it's difficult, man. And that becomes from winning. That comes from they always win trophies. They always leave with something. Chelsea fans, as poor as they've been, they come out with the Europa League. They've come out with the Champions League. They come out with the FA Cup. They've always known to win something. That's me looking
but they're
at
not there.
20 years.
That's not them. That's not them now.
But the thing is, Chelsea, all they've got to do is look up in Manchester, at the red side of Manchester. You were the spoiled fan base. You were dominating. You were nicking trophies. And now you're an absolute mess. So something's got to change at Chelsea somewhere.
They've got a new ownership, though. I dream of new owners and having a structure. But it seems to me, Todd Bowley, I'm sorry, man, like, he just looks like a madman.
I think, but you know what? All this being said, I honestly think when I look at this team, we are 3 top quality players away from being where I want us to be for this year. And that is at least, at first I wanted to try and get that 3rd place finish. Right now, it sounds fucking mental. I can't really do it sounds crazy. But for me, I feel we address that goalkeeper situation. We get a top class striker and we address that left wing. It's a different team altogether for me. And I reckon we can do a hell of a lot better. But these are things that we didn't.
He has to get
5
top
minimum.
5.
That's what I predicted
gotta
by
get top
United.
five.
All right, then
Chelsea
let's have a
Five.
That's on the
conversation.
manager if he
Let's
doesn't
see.
get top 5.
Let's see logically now. Let's speak logically because I agree with you, but let's speak logically. Not finishing above Manchester City. I don't think we're finishing above Liverpool.
No.
I don't think we're going to be finishing above Arsenal. Who else is there? The way Tottenham, I know it's early days. We might not finish above them.
No, but you can't say we won't finish above Tottenham. Tottenham got a new manager. They just lost.
No, I'm
Harry
saying
Kane.
we might not, but I'm saying based on what we see now, we might not finish above them.
Yeah, based on
Yeah.
I think for me, if you're finishing fifth, you're finishing fifth. That's
You've
what
got to
I
finish
believe
top
you
5.
are.
You have to finish in top 5.
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
That would be on the manager.
I
That would be
agree
on the
with you.
manager.
Will it happen? I don't know. I ain't got the confidence to say it will happen though. That's me being real. I don't have the confidence to say we're going to get top 5.
Let's be fair. The biggest mistake that you boys have made, this is the thing. This could have all gone away. If in all of that money that had been spent, you had actually gone and bought a top striker, half of these problems go away. Because when I watch Chelsea, I don't actually think you're that bad. Same as last year. When I actually watch you in play, I don't think you're the worst football team. But you don't score goals. And that's why I can't believe in this whole window at no point someone's gone, right, forget spending £250 million on central midfielders. Where are we? Where's
Who'd you get?
No, that was
where's,
also a must though. We had to address
no,
that.
but Goonie, but we're missing the point. Yes, that's a must. But for all the money you've spent, and this is where I won't back Chelsea. This is why, I'm not biased or against Salty or whatever. For all of that money, one of those signings needed to be a Vlahovic, a Kolo Muani, a Gonzalo Ramos, somebody who is
Vlahovic,
number 9.
Ramos, and I was
Vlahovic,
told,
man.
no,
I've
we
been
don't
telling
need
people
them.
about Vlahovic.
Saeed, I was told
Bro.
we don't need Vlahovic. We've got Jackson. Why we don't
Crazy.
want to mess up his development?
He's a goal scorer, man. He's a goal scorer.
This is what I was told.
Listen,
Saeed, I know this. This guy, we're talking about one of the cleanest strikers of
Osimhen
the
as well.
ball in Europe.
I reckon Chelsea could have got Osimhen, If Chelsea wanted
This
to
is what I
spend
mean.
the keys, they could have got Osimhen. But listen, people, I want to move on to finally Tottenham for the past. I know, listen, Man City's Man City, and we know how good Man City are. But
We're going to
Tottenham,
walk the
I wanna
league
give
this year,
them-
innit? So it's chilling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You walk
We
in
all
the
know
league and you're getting. It's crazy. But Tottenham, listen, I'm giving you due credit. Tottenham are looking good, Savo. There's no moaning now from Tottenham fans. It's positive train and you're in the right direction.
I think you hit the nail on the head. The last bit, it's the right direction. I'm seeing fans get way over themselves. I'm seeing people talking about title challenges, and it's like, whoa, slow yourself down. Listen, I'm just happy that after the last 5 years of watching Conte, Jose, and Nuno, we've got a man that wants to play football. We've got a proper footballing man here that he's doing everything right in the press. He's doing everything right with the way he's managing players. He's picking the right teams. He's dropping the right players. He's making the right substitutions. And we're watching some football. And I know that sounds like a given for most clubs. We're watching football again. So for me, listen, I'm not getting carried away. I think again, Europe. I think we've got to make Europe this year. Can we get
top 5? Sorry, Europe. What you say?
Look, I've said if Tottenham are going to get top 5, a lot of things have to go right for us. Because I think, look, this is me just being brutally honest. For all those fans calling me salty and that, I'm not. I completely acknowledge Spurs' deficiencies. I think Spurs have got a really good 11. I think we've got a good 11, almost like back in the Poch days when you've got the 11, but what is underneath? So we're playing once a week. If that 11 plays week in, week out, I think we can get top 5. Yeah, I do. I think we can get 4th or 5th. Football's not done like that. You're going to get injuries. And the big thing for Spurs is going to be the moment a Maddison gets a 2 or 3 month injury. The moment Basuma comes out of that midfield who's been colossal. The moment one of Romero or Van der Ven gets injured, you then go into Davinson Sanchez or Eric Dyer. The moment a Doggy gets injured at left back, the drop off. So for me, look, it's been a brilliant start. We've got Sheffield United at home next. So I'd like to think that we build on that. And then we go 13 points from our first 15 games. 13 points from the first 15 points available. But there's going to be bigger tests ahead. There's going to be tough periods. There's going to be periods where we don't win for 2 or 3 games. And that's why you'll never see me as a fan doing what most fans do. And I go, no, just believe we can win the league. No. Good team, average squad, but it's positive. Would that be fair?
I think it's fair. I think top 5's the aim for Tottenham this year. I think that should be the aim.
If they keep fit, LB, the drop off is huge.
All things being right,
drop off is huge.
Yeah. But obviously, at the moment in time, I think top 5 should be the aim. I think it's a good start. I think Son's looks like he's cooking again. Maddison, probably one of the signings of the season. And obviously everything's positive at the moment at Spurs. So I think top 5 should be the aim. And with one game a week, like Sava says, so long as people don't get injured, I think top 5 is well within their reach.
Do you know what's funny, LB, right? If I'd come on here as a Spurs fan and said, I think we're going to win the league, or I think we're in a title race, I'd have been crucified. I come on and say what I think is quite level-headed. Someone, the first comment is, Sava makes way too many excuses, no standards. Hang on. We just finished 8.
To speak your opinion, Sava.
We just finished 8th playing football that sent like every man, woman, dog, cat, animal to sleep. And I refuse to get way too excited. I see fans do this, not Spurs, at every club every year. Like Lee, you'll agree with us, I think. Some of the Arsenal fans last year that were unbearable, telling everyone you'd won the league, because you had a 5, 6, 7 point, and it was like, calm down. No, we're winning it. Calm down. Chelsea fans do it every year. Arsenal fans do it. Liverpool, I'm keeping my feet on the ground.
But this is football fans in general, right? You could have 3 losses on the spin. Yeah, Man United could have lost their first 3 games and then beat us yesterday. And all of a sudden, Man United are the best. We're back. It's all about the next result for football fans these days and not the whole bigger picture. Yeah, the bigger picture is Tottenham will not win the title. Yeah, Tottenham have the only opportunity to win a trophy now as the FA Cup.
Yeah,
that's it. And if you get in the Champions League, that's a good season for Tottenham fans. Yeah, but
let's be fair, Lee. We play once a week. We play once a week between now and the end of January or mid-January, whenever the FA Cup game is on. I'm saying if that 11 can stay fit, I think we're a match for teams. I think that obviously the bigger tests are going to be when we play Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City. But I'm not worried now about playing all of the lower teams below us. I think the style of play we've got, the togetherness, I think we're going to be okay. But as I've said, a couple of injuries, that's when I start to go, I'm really worried. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But listen, people, man, I've enjoyed the show, man. This has been the therapy for me. You know what I mean? City, listen, I think for me, just to give a little bit on City, I do think for me, they got away with that one. I think that wasn't a goal for the second goal for Ake. I generally didn't think it was a goal. And also, Lee, I don't think it should have been a red card on Diaz as well. So I think you got away with that one as well, if I'm being totally honest with you. But LB, you want to quickly mention that, or you just got to waffle you sway from there?
It's easy, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? With Haaland, bro. You know what I mean? That was a difficult game, the Fulham game. But with Haaland, this is why your teams need to get the best strikers in the world, because if you didn't watch that game, you would have gone, City ruining the league, easy game for them. We struggled against Fulham. We struggled. But Haaland made it look easy. You know what I mean? With a 5-1. So that's the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it?
Anyone think that they're going to walk the league? Lee, you think they're going to walk the league?
They'll win it by 10 points at least. I said that in pre-season. I said that as soon as they got rid of Mahrez, and they probably didn't want to get rid of Mahrez, but he chose to go. Everyone was saying Gundogan, and listen, Gundogan's a very good footballer. We know that, right? But the way people have put him up as like he's the greatest midfielder. He's not the greatest midfielder. He's an extremely talented and gifted midfielder that at the end of a season comes up clutch, right? Then they've got rid of, who was the other one you got rid of? Somebody else you got rid of. Mahrez, Gundogan, and someone else. Laporte, right? But then they've replaced him with Vardial, Nunes, and Doku. And people are saying this lot are weaker. Come on, do me a favour. Do me a favour, right? That geezer Vardial, we see last season how Pep wanted to play when he put Nathan Ake at left back, right? He's now gone and got a better defender, than Nathan Ake. So instantly, that's an upgrade, right? The Nunes guy, you can say, well, is he better than Gundo? Probably not, but they've still got enough in that midfield that they're still by far and away the best midfield in the league. Then you look at their attack line, they've got him up front. I mean, I watched the game. And they were struggling. It weren't the zippy, quick passing, 1-touch, 2-touch stuff. They were struggling. But you get the ball in that penalty box, mate, he don't miss. He don't miss. You give him 5 chances, is scoring, mate. Like, it's just ridiculous. And this is why I got the ump with Arsenal, because we needed a top banger. There was top bangers available. People were telling me, "Oh, Kane won't come to Arsenal." We'll put 150 million on the table and at least have a go. Yeah, see if they reject that. Listen, I don't think he would come to Arsenal. Yeah, I'm not stupid enough to think he would, but at least put the money on the table and say, reject that, Daniel Levy. Yeah, give him a headache. Yeah, go and get Ivan Toney signed up for January. We could have done a deal for him for January. Yeah, maybe we are going to do a deal in January. But when people have convinced themselves, yeah, because the Superfan channel is telling everyone, oh, the pool of strikers is so light at the moment. What are you waffling? Yeah, there's loads of strikers out there. Yeah, Vlahovic was available. Our fan base had their pants around their ankle for him a couple of Januaries ago. Yeah, all of a sudden they're not interested anymore because Eddie's playing well. And this is the problem. Man City have strengthened their squad, in my opinion, from a position of being treble winners. Me personally, we've done 200 odd million quid and we're weaker. Yeah, so it's going to be a long season
that
for us.
Great
result yesterday, fantastic result. But for me, Man City, they're flawless, mate, and they've got the best manager. Yeah, and that is why I wanted a new manager. Still want a new manager because I want someone to go and find a way and go and get me a top
manager, man.
Well.
Stop being negative and back your manager.
I'm not being negative. I know what's coming.
Yeah, you know what as well, Lee? Last year, yeah, it was Arsenal's to lose, right? Obviously because of the position that they were in. But this season, I think it's City's to lose. And I don't know if you guys have seen Kyle Walker's comments about the title. He's come out and said he had a sit down apparently with the squad and said, why do we always only start in January? Why don't we start from August and go on? And with that sort of mentality, if the players actually do that and believe it, I agree. I think that we could go.
You're gonna break. I said it. You're gonna break your own points record this year because based on what you just said, like City they really get going January onwards. Do you know what I mean? So if they're picking up points relentlessly from August up until Christmas, I mean you're definitely on course to do that. That's why I don't really see anybody giving you a sustained challenge like what we saw last season, man. I think it's going to be different this year.
Yeah. No, I agree. And let's just say,
guys,
just quickly,
read the super chats. Go on. For a wrap it up.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this is on Arsenal, by the way. This is their fault. They spent £65 million on Kai Havertz, not Manchester City. They got David Raya on a loan and then £25 million next season for a backup goalkeeper. This is them who have spent this money. It's them who continue to play Bukayo Saka for 90 games in a row, and everyone's clapping their hands saying, oh, how good is it that Saka's never gets injured and he played 90 games in a row? No, that's not a good thing, by the way. He shouldn't be playing 90 games in a row at 20-odd years old. Like, it is their fault. They should have bought another player. They should have bought someone. They are how arrogant, in my opinion, yeah, how are Arsenal and Arteta to go and gamble on Havertz at £65 million. How arrogant is that? Because that is like going in a casino and throwing all your money on red. It is a complete gamble. They were not in a position to gamble. They should have gone out there and signed a proper midfielder who can actually 100% improve that. They should have bought a striker or someone in the attacking positions to beef up that attacking line and give the poor Saka a rest, who plays week in, week out and never gets a rest. And by the way, it's probably going to get worse this year because Saka's going to have to play in the Champions League as well. I just think I think Arteta, man, I think he's made a massive
it's extremely arrogant as well that the way they tried to finesse the fan base, that Thomas Partey was in training, yeah, the day before that game yesterday, right, or Friday, Saturday, they posted out final training pictures, yeah, and the picture was of Eddie, but Partey from nose down was in the background, right? He got injured on Thursday. The transfer window shut on Friday at 11 o'clock. They knew he was injured. Yeah, he's out for months, apparently. Yeah, he's done a grade 3 tear in his groin. Yeah, that's at least 2 months, apparently. And the fact that they've finessed our fan base because they didn't want to go and replace him and they kept Cedric Suarez instead, right? Because we were playing him at right back. Now we kept Cedric Suarez because it was cheaper. They're getting everything that's coming to them again this season. Yeah, and it's sad because if they went out there and just did an extra bit of dough, we'd be right up there all season. I don't see it being up there all season.
Yeah. We're going to wrap it up here, people. It's been a very, very good show. Just going to read the super chat here. Steven says here, United will probably finish 6th, 7th if nothing changes. Top 4 is only possible if Mount, Sancho and Anthony have miraculous turnarounds no other way. This one here. More here we go than wins in 2013. Savo, take notes, Lee. That man cooks. That Peter Jackson, Brogba brother. We played a great away game. Hold that. Big up to you. The reason the club signed experienced players and not a 35 game Caicedo. Anyone see his effort trying to track back when he lost the ball for the goal? Wow. Sa, Adoji, and Van der Ven have impressed me, man. Anthony News update on investigation. I've not seen that, but I'll check it out later
Every
on.
day your club's
And then you got Havertz. Yeah, listen, man. It's a shambles, man. And by the way, yeah, just before I leave, man, everyone go check out Arteta's kind of almost eulogizing of Havertz when you go back. I'm not gonna settle you off. I just want everyone to go back. I'll leave it on that one. Guys, it's been an absolutely amazing show. We had 3,200 at one point, which is amazing for a midday live show. LB, make sure you're following everyone's channel. Don't just follow my channel. Follow everyone's channel, because that's what it's all about. LB, road to 10K. Let them know, man, what you're going on.
Yeah, man, it's LB. I think we're like 7.3K now, so approaching on the 8K. So yeah, go check it out. Obviously, it's international break now, so probably do some international shit. But yeah, big up, man.
Yeah, Lee Gunner, big up to you. You're live at 5 p.m, I believe.
Yeah, man. I'm going to drop a video about Man United as well on the second channel. So, so make sure you check that out.
I will. Yeah, make sure you do that. And it's Lee Reacts as well. Savo, big up to you, man, as always.
Yeah. Listen, 150 away now from 11K, so it's growing. It's growing nicely. So if 150 of your 3.2K would like to, or they can just continue to call me a muppet. I don't mind. But thanks for having me on. Enjoyed it.
No, big up, man. Big up. And obviously, man knows football, man. This guy is just, you know what I mean? Go check his content out, man. He's actually hilarious, man.
Yeah, if you lot like high blood pressure and on the brink of cardiac arrest, subscribe to Man Knows Football, not Man United. Man Knows Football. Yeah, that's where you'll find me. Yeah, and before Saeed, you press that exit button as fast as you do. Gareth Southgate out.
Yeah, there you go. Make sure you do that, people. And like I said, I'll be back 5 o'clock and discussing more United topic. There's no way you can run out of United news, because we are just that club that just love trouble. But listen, we've been a pleasure. Midday Live.